For fans of the 2014 time-loop blockbuster Edge of Tomorrow, the wait for a sequel has been long and full of disappointment.
You're not mentally equipped to fight this thing, and you never will be.
In 2022, it seemed like Warner Brothers might make a TV show that would serve as a sequel/spin-off, but 2 years later, there still haven't been any updates. And though there have been plenty of rumors of a sequel movie in development, we've gone 10 years now without any official announcement. Admittedly, it makes sense that Edge of Tomorrow would take a while to get a sequel greenlit. It wasn't a huge hit when it first came out. Thanks to its $175 million budget, its $370 million worldwide box office earnings were considered a disappointment. It also doesn't help that the two main leads, Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt, have been so busy over the past decade. Even if the studio knew exactly which direction they wanted to take the sequel, it would have been difficult to schedule both stars considering their work in the Mission Impossible and Quiet Place franchises. But in a recent interview with Total Film, director Doug Liman teased that a potential sequel is still possible.
You're not going to believe what I'm about to tell you.
No, I'm not.
In fact, there's more behind-the-scenes interest in the idea than you might expect. Liman told the magazine, "I do think there's probably no better compliment to a movie than people wanting for there to be a sequel. There's no better compliment than Warner Brothers constantly bringing up, 'Will you go and make another one of these?' Even though Edge of Tomorrow wasn't an immediate box office hit, it's definitely built up a passionate audience through word of mouth over the years, to the point where it makes sense the execs at Warner Brothers might give it a second look. It helps that the creatives involved seem to have already put some thought into the sequel, with at least one draft of a script written by 2021 and in really great shape, at least according to Emily Blunt at the time. Even back in 2016, Liman was talking about his plans for a sequel, promising that it would, quote, revolutionize how people make sequels. He didn't say much more on the topic, but in a later Collider interview, he explained how he wanted to make the sequel even more character-focused, saying, "I get sometimes the sequel just has to have more firepower or more explosions, but no visual effect is going to top what you're going to get from a great scene performed by Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt." When asked about what it would take to get the sequel greenlit, Liman said, "If you can get Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt to commit to the movie, it's going to happen." It's a promising sentence because in 2021, it sure seemed like Blunt would be interested.
I would love it. Doug Liman would love it. Tom would love it. We'd all love to do it.
Blunt told Howard Stern at the time that she feared the movie would be too expensive and scheduling would be tricky. She also cited the impact COVID-19 had on the industry. With Cruise finishing up his Mission Impossible series, and with Hollywood largely moving past the COVID chaos of 2021, the odds of a potential Edge of Tomorrow sequel feel higher than ever. Sure, there will likely be all sorts of difficulties with budgeting and scheduling, not to mention the challenge of finding a natural next step to the original's relatively self-contained time loop/alien premise. But if there's a will, there's a way. And it definitely seems like there's a will among Liman, Cruise, and Blunt to take this project on.